Gene! 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 Gene!
Actual aunties not wanting to be called auntie.
And
it's like, bro,
like,
but you're not like
and like
a kid. You're not like a teen
the
no
thing.
more. Like,
the thing about that is just that people really view getting older as like, I'm finna die.
oh, I think it was Kai. Kai was talking to Nikki, and she ain't like that shit. And it's like, bro, you literally have a kid. You are grown. You're not just in the rap game. You didn't just start yesterday, bro.
Hey, honestly, at that point, I guess I'll just call you mom. I'm not gonna call you auntie. I'm gonna call you mom. You have a kid, your mom.
It's either that or grandma. Like, you gotta choose. You gotta choose.
Yeah, we get.
Or you start. All right.
There we go. Perfect.
Whosoever hears this audio, if they be worthy, shall possess the inside human and superhuman abilities of the world's mightiest metahumans. Accompanying this journey of high quality nerd commentary, you got my son Colton, aka Pizza Parker. Talk to the people.
It was your boy Colton, aka I voted early, aka Kamala all the way, aka Trump's funny, but that's not a reason to make the nigga the president of the United States, aka you go out and vote if you have the right to vote.
Facts.
No vote is a wasted vote.
Also, big facts. Message. And as always, we got my son Gas in here floating around. Now, I mean, making sure that audio is crisp, making sure we stay on point. We don't go too far off topic. We pull, guess us back. You know what I mean? Keeps us on track.
Like, relax, guys.
Exactly. And you know who it is? Your boy Dennis, aka Old Dirty Dennis, aka the Democrat, aka Big Baby Blue Him Waltz, nigga, aka we standing on couches, we not fucking them. That's that weirdo shit. AKA, we not turning the page, nigga. We burn the whole fucking book. Ooh. We starting this shit fresh, nigga. Y'all like that? Y'all like that one? Woo! Kamala, that's for you. That's free. That's
Watch
free.
that
Boom,
bell.
to the game.
What happened when the evil get defeated? The book burned up.
Boom. Know what I'm saying? Welcome to another issue of the Mighty Metahumans podcast, bro. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Also, pretty nervous. Also, hey. I don't like politics.
Hey, so listen.
I'm like the type of person, I'm anti-establishment, like a motherfucker. But I do exercise my right to vote. I do vote when it matters. I vote for the people that I personally know a lot of people that can't vote. For specific reasons, they can't vote. Whatever reasons they can't vote, they can't vote.
Facts.
They still live in this country. They still want to make that choice, and like that was the best choice, which is Kamala and Walz, and like I made that decision for us collectively because again we all live together, so that was my collective decision.
Hey,
yeah,
I fuck with it.
Do I feel great about it? No. Do I feel good about it knowing who the other guy is? Yes.
Hey, so as you guys can tell, like we already started, is by the time you hear this, today's election day. Hopefully, you already did an early vote like my son, or you're currently in line and maybe you're listening to this. You know what I mean? While you're in line waiting to vote. I'm not here to tell anybody who to vote for. In this episode, like, because I want to be very clear with that, because I know, like, the whole political aspect, like, people, like, take different things personally. And while I do try to be a little bit diplomatic, especially with the podcast, like, you know, we talk comics, we talk anime, and different people love that regardless of what your political affiliations are and all that. I just want to talk to everyone as a whole on why just voting is important. Regardless of who you vote for, I can't tell you who to vote for. I don't got a gun to your head today, but
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna tell you who to vote for.
He's gonna tell you who to vote for. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna attempt to be what Elon Musk isn't. I'm just gonna attempt to be unbiased. Like I'm gonna
trying
just
to actually be a libertarian.
Exactly. I'm just gonna tell you what it is, and from there you take what you learn or get from this episode and use it however you decide to use it. Know what I mean? So like I said, we're not here to preach. Know what I mean? So don't turn the episode like niggas not going. I'm not coming in here to be like, yo, this person, this like we're just coming here to give you the facts.
Listen, you guys are. Here's the crazy thing about, or the reality about the world and humans is that you came here to listen to something specifically because you enjoy it.
Facts.
Right? And the second you hear things you don't enjoy, you're going to click off. And that's completely fine. But the reality is is that these are things that affect all of us, and these are things that are real. And like, no matter what your political affiliation is, we all live in America.
Mhm.
So this is a conversation about the things that's happening in America, how it can affect us, if it goes either left or right. And
Mhm.
like, honestly, it's gonna be more of a conversation. Like, if you know us, it's gonna be more of a conversation about like what's the best for everybody.
Exactly.
What's the collective best? What's in the world of collectivism? If we're all together in this shit, and we all realize there's a lot of things fucked up, and we all can have consensus about specific things, who is the best when it comes to that? It's not even about like, and I get that it's very easy to be like, it's either my side or their side, right? And then you look at the political, you look at the parties, and you look at the leaders, and you think this person represents me the most.
So I'll say
Don't make it fully identity.
We're gonna talk about that too.
Is a very important thing. And like, while identity is important and representation is important, and like whatever represents you should represent you, you also have to remember there's a thing called collectivism, there's a thing called capitalism, there's a thing called the 1%. Like, and like, here's the thing about the 1%. The 1% is not race-based. It's who runs the world, and then the 99% is who doesn't. And if we think of it like that in the general consensus, where like most of us are never gonna touch the money that like a nigga like Elon Musk is gonna touch, you get what I'm saying? And then you listen to the things that he says, you realize that reality and the 1% is so far away from each other that maybe you should keep that as like the consensus when we talk. Because I'm not even talking about like, we're not picking sides right now. We're talking, well, we are picking sides, and guess what? The sides are very easy. You're either a billionaire or you're not, and that's what the 1% is. It's like you're either like, and it sounds crazy. It sounds elementary almost when I explain it like that, but it's the truth. You're either have so much money you're untouchable, or you're everyone else, and that's how simple things are. And then I think from there you can make your perspective about everything else. But again, you're probably not going to listen. As people do whatever they want. We're just having a conversation here. That was just my precursor to this whole thing.
Right. So something he said earlier is something that I wanted to just kind of put into the ears of everybody that's listening is everything that I'm talking about at this point is for us going forward. It isn't about today while you're listening. You've already made up your mind by now because you're already in line. You already decided who you're with. I'm talking about going forward. Everything from the candidate that you pick, everything from the policies that person might be pushing, everything from people that they might appoint in different offices. We're talking about going forward because in 4 years, we're going to do this again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And between that, there's going to be a lot of local politicians.
Yeah, exactly.
Local
like
elections.
I do want everything that we're talking about to, at least everything that I'm going to cover is not about, like I said, it's not about today. I want you to take that information or take those thoughts and carry that with you in other elections. I mean, just like he said, like local elections, president, like everything. So I want to put that there first. So before, because I could already feel like it's a heavy, serious conversation, but I want to put this out there first because it's also a serious thing, but at the same time, it's my hot take. And before we get into everything else, I would like to say the retirement age in the U.S. is 66, 67, right? About. I feel like hot take, you should not have a role in office if you have reached the age of 66 or 67. Unless you are already in office, I feel like it's too many old niggas in office that are not speaking to the people that are of today. So when they make laws and all these different practices, they're still thinking about life back when they were a kid. And that could have been 30, 40, 50 years ago. If you're in like the Supreme Court justice and you're thinking about like all types of shit, like whatever policies that you're working on, you're not thinking of now, nigga. You are geriatric. You are old as fuck. You're not dealing with like shit that we have today. Like if you can't tell me as a politician what the fucking price of milk and eggs cost right now, I really don't care about your policies because that means you're not affected by the world the way I am. So I need people that are like on the ground that literally just got out of like a regular job or some shit and became like a politician, and like they're either leading like their local community or they're running for mayor or some shit like that. If you already like 75, my nigga, your time is up. That shit is up.
I don't
It's
wanna hear
done.
that
It's
shit
this.
no more.
That's the old days,
Like,
nigga.
the
Like I
thing
don't
ab-
want to hear about that shit.
Think
Like
about
I want to
old
hear
people
about
running politics. is
exactly.
that,
I
like,
don't
things
want
will
old
always
niggas.
stay old.
I don't want old niggas running shit for me, because you technically in any other aspect of life are forced to retire. So there's no why we can't trust you to do your job anymore if you worked as like a VP somewhere. But at the same time, we can trust you to run the country, nigga, and make laws for like future that shit has never made sense.
I'll say
to me,
this.
And
I'll say this. We see a 78-year-old man driving, and we're like, somebody get grandpa off the road. But
exactly.
then we see a 78-year-old politician, and we're like, let's vote for this nigga.
Exactly.
How does that make fucking sense?
The fact that once you reach a certain age, even with like a driver's license, you gotta like probably go get retested or some shit like that, because you're a danger on the road. If you're a danger on the road, nigga, how you not a danger to future generations?
To running a country where you have nuclear codes.
Like
Like,
what are
what do
we
you
doing? Like I
mean?
don't
Do we want the nigga with dementia to have the red button?
I don't even care about dementia. I just mean like
Bro,
even,
I'm talking about these are older people that are like more likely to have those type of things.
No.
happen to
I
them.
100
You get what I'm saying?
I
Or even
100%
just
agree.
health problems.
I 100% agree with that. I'm talking about you're putting these people with visions of like how the world was in like the 60s to shape the future of like 2024, 25,
You know what I
2030.
call that?
That is
You know what I call
insanity,
that?
nigga.
Dementia, nigga. That's legit dementia.
You
That's
can't.
if you think the old days is like the date, like that's because that's like the whole shit that Trump is
you know
doing.
what? You know what? I won't even.
Or like
I won't
even
even,
like
I won't even call
what
it.
sometimes
Hold on.
Democrats and shit
I
is
won't
doing.
even say that it is dementia, because
No,
on some
I'm
level
not
it is.
dissing
No,
actual dementia,
no,
but
no.
it's delusion.
It's I won't even say it's delusion, nigga. Like it's like when you listen to hip hop, right? If you're from the 90s and you listen to hip hop now, like for the most part, a lot of niggas aren't listening to new hip hop. Like if you were born in that era, you're probably still listening to niggas that was popping to you in that era. I be on the train with older niggas that is bumping the fuck out of some brand Nubian, nigga. Like that shit just came out yesterday or something. It's not that they're delusional. That was their era. That's what they grew up in. That is what formed your opinions, your life, all that shit. So you're still stuck in that bubble. The problem with you still being stuck in that bubble is you can listen to Brand Nubian all you want, but at the same time, the nigga that listen to Brand Nubian on a train is not controlling who gets like.
Counterpoint.
Go ahead.
You being stuck in an era when you know time is not like stuck in one era is delusion.
It is.
Like you are
It is.
literally living in delusion.
It is.
You have to evolve. Everything evolves.
The problem.
You can like it. Look, no, I'm not saying you can't like the. You can't champion.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, at some point in your life, your grandma isn't probably staying up to date with like the latest fucking movies and shit like that, and she might not have them. It's just a part of life where you have your block in the span of time, and that is your block. Regardless if you learn a couple new things along the way, XYZ. I'm just saying that as a politician, just like every other aspect of life where you have to retire, you have to stop, because it's not that something's wrong with you. It's just you're not retaining new information, nigga. Like you're not learning the new fucking TikTok dances, nigga. Like you don't know what's going on in the trenches.
But in my head, is that not like you being delusional that times don't change? Because that's all that is. All that is you not accepting that things are changing, times are changing. That's all what these political parties do. And this is me like from the outside looking in on both Democratic and Republican side. All they do is think about what they know and what they think is right, and then look at the other side and then go, nigga, that's crazy. That never exists. People don't do that. But the problem with that is people do that. Even if I don't
it's,
agree,
you know what it is?
people actually
It's
do those things.
I'll say it's more stubborn than anything, because even when you think about, like, they're like, oh yeah, people don't do stuff like that. They know that people do stuff like that, but in their mind, it shouldn't be like that. It should be like how it was when I was a kid. And that's more stubborn than accepting progress. Is what I'm looking for.
That's delusion, bro. Because at the end of the day, like, I'll only say that is 100% delusion, because at the end of the day, if you can accept, because you said it yourself, if they can accept that, yes, these things happen, but that's not how it should be, then you already decided that.
Yeah, you're being stubborn.
That's delusion, bro. That's legit delusion. Because like, if the truth is put in front of you and you decide, like, yeah, the truth is right here, but that's one, like, people that do that's one case type of thing, like, I get it, that might be one case, but if you said that this thing don't exist and somebody proves that it exists and you still go, that's one case. So that's delusion. You're deluding yourself and trying to delude others that see, like, that's what grifting is, bro. That's what, like, both sides have been grifting crazy. Like, and that's another thing that we could, like, even talk about, like, with the grifting. And like, you wanted to bring that up. I don't know. You wanted to talk about something else before.
Yeah.
Bring up real grifting.
No. So like, that is really one of the things that I'm talking about in terms of a policy I would like going forward in the future is, after a certain age,
stop.
You did your time. Stop. We need new niggas. We need exactly. We need new niggas, because honestly, we've been doing it this way forever and shit is still fucked up. So I feel like you get some fresh blood in there with some fresh new fucking ideas, and maybe we try some shit out. Some of it won't work, but some of it might, and might give us like the progress that we need as a society. Because I'm not looking at this as big blue, nigga. Like, I'm thinking about this as people. Yeah. Like, it's just
America.
If you're listening to if you're listening to this, regardless if you're a Republican, Green Party, Democrat, I am just talking as a society. How do we move forward for everyone? The best way for everybody. Versus, I'm trying to do this for the Republicans and keep it like this, or I'm the Democrats. How do all of us move forward? Like, how do we help everybody? Like he said when we first started the episode, like, literally, that's what my angle is when it comes to this. So what I wanted to lead that into, because I was just talking about blue and red, is something that I've noticed a lot of people talk about and hate or whatever. And I understand the hate, because I can step back enough to understand why people would feel that way, is the idea of less of two evils, right? We were just talking about that. He just told you earlier he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy, but compared to what the other option was, it was one or the other. Now, one thing that I've seen in the past elections before that, is people say, I don't like the idea of having to choose between two evils, and I want to vote this third party. Cool. At the same time, let's be honest with ourselves. If the majority of the votes is literally going towards these two people, whoever the two people are, unless you're about to tell me you're leaving the country or you're about to go live in the woods, you are affected by whatever those people do, whoever those two people are. It is very important that you find some value in one of these candidates, something that you can find that would be beneficial for either yourself or people around, just like he said, people that can't vote, and him taking the opportunity that he knows that he can vote and voting on behalf of those people in a way to help those people. You have to look at shit in a bigger lens than that. Because yes, it feels good to show your individuality and say, yeah, I'm voting for this Green Party person because I believe in them. Or the whimsical niggas that think it's funny to vote for fucking Harambe or some shit like that. This is actually important for your generations. Because when you vote...
Can I say one thing? Just to distinguish that, because I'm going to talk afterwards about it, because I have, like, I guess, a slight controversial take when it comes to that. I don't think we should compare the people who vote for Harambe for the people who vote for the Green Party.
All right. No. No.
kind of crazy.
No.
But I get it. I get what you mean.
I just want to make sure anybody, just because he brought that up, anybody that's listening, I'm not saying that they're on the same level, right? I'm just saying in terms of when it comes down to like if there was a viable third candidate, right, that has a chance, and we all get policies from, like if the Green Party had like an amazing candidate, the policies that they were running were they just didn't have like the backing of like a Republican or a Democrat, and then we all banded together and was like, hey, this person is way better than these two options. And if we all just bought, like if somebody came in and had like views that Republicans like, views that Democrats like, and they were a better candidate than the two main candidates, and everybody just wrote in that person's name, that's still part of the voting process, and I could get jiggy with that. However, that is not the situation that we're currently in. You know what I mean? And it's not a situation that we're usually in. It usually comes down to left or right hand. So if I walk up to you and I ask you, hey, chop your hands off or chop your legs off, you can't then tell me, take my ears, nigga. No, like it's an option between one of these two. Yes, it shouldn't be like that. Yes, we should all have multiple candidates that you can choose from that you might like more than the other. But in this case, nigga, if you actually want your voice to be heard, think about it like this. Let's say, I don't know, 200K people voted for the third party, and you let your voice be heard. 2 years from now, no one's gonna give a fuck that you voted for that 200K people voted for that person. You know why? Because you did not make a fucking dent. There's no second place in this. It's literally you win or you lose. It's literally like Dom said, nigga. Either you win by a mile or you win by an inch. Winning is winning, nigga. This is not the time for that. And then even if you felt like this was the time for that, hopefully you took the time to do your due diligence on your local elections. Know what I mean? And took care of that situation. So that way, at least you have people that speak for you in government within your community to help your community. But if you don't do that, and then when it's time for the big Super Bowl election, and you do that bullshit too, you've helped no one. You haven't helped yourself. You didn't help me. I just don't see the value in that. Now, like I said, I understand why you would want your ability to vote, because it's your vote. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. People have died for that shit. It's your right. However, this isn't just about feeling good at the end of the day. This is about protecting something, especially if there's a candidate on there. I'm not using this one as a specific, but there's a candidate on there that's literally saying, hey, I'm about to go in there, I'm about to fuck shit up, nigga. Like, I'm about to go fuck shit up for everyone in there. Nigga, taking your hands and sitting on your hands is not helping anybody. I don't care. Kumbaya, none of that shit. It don't mean it's not helping right now. In fact, if we got you to get on board now with one of the lesser two evils, maybe this snowball effect gives us, because honestly, if we had a Republican candidate that made as much sense as a Democrat candidate, for me, it's not about red or blue. Like I've said a million times, it's just about who helps us better. And right now, if I'm just take parties away and you just tell me we put two people in front of me, I don't know what party they're from, and I just got to choose who says at least something better than the other, that's how I'm picking.
All right. So people gonna kill me for this because I kind of disagree with a lot of the things that you said. I do understand. I will say the ultimate rhetoric of chop my arms off or chop my legs off is what it is right now. We are in a critical time where it's like there is only two choices right now. I will just not agree that people voting for whatever they feel safe with and on their behalf, because like you said, like you brought up a good point. If we didn't know either of their political standings, you only put two people in front of us and they said their policies and we had to choose them. That's what it is, right? But we have made that politics. That is not what politics are. That is not what our democracy is. That is not what voting is. If every vote counts, that means even the votes for the Green Party, there's people that do actually do their due diligence to check those type of things. So I'm telling you right now, as a person that I voted for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, have followed the Green Party and have seen that the Green Party's policies are better than both the Republican and the Democrats. But we are in a place right now where it's a bipartisanship, and we only believe that there's only the left and the right, and you only vote for the left and the right, and the left and the right have both kind of high-key brainwashed voters to believe that if somebody votes for something that's not the left or the right, it's a waste of time. And I think that's bullshit, because if we live in America, and if America is the land of opportunity and the land of freedom, and you get that right to vote, you get that right to make your choice, and if you are informed and you get what I'm saying, I think a lot more people vote for Democrat and Republican on some like, this is the choice I just have to make, than the 200K people that vote for the Green Party. And it might sound crazy, but I'm just saying that, like, a lot of niggas would rather vote for Megatron than vote for Jill Stein. And that's a real thing. Because, like, I feel like if you know who Jill Stein is, and, like, yeah, she fucks up. Yeah, she got some fucked up connections and shit. That's also why I didn't vote for Jill Stein. You get what I'm saying? But, like, her policies are the best policies out of everybody. I'm sorry. If you actually look up the policies and the things that she actually supports and the things she actually wants to happen in this country, it would help everyone, the collective. But guess what? Like Dennis said, we're in a system right now where it's either left or right. I'm just saying that while we're in a system where it's left and right, and I agree with a lot of the things you say. We have to choose either between Redman or Kamala. You get what I'm saying? And like, that is the system that we're in. I just don't agree with the dissing people that exercise their right to vote in the way that they tried, especially if it's in a Green Party that actually is on the ballot, that they actually approve to be on the ballot, that they actually, because there's more than just the Green Party, right? And so everyone shits on the Green Party. Why don't we shit on all the other parties that don't get a lot of votes that also exist? Because shouldn't they be wasting people's time? I just feel like the problem really is that we're not really exercising our right to vote the right way. They've influenced us to only vote left or right. And that has, because again, it affects so much of what we do. And we live in a capitalistic society. We live in America where it is either left or right. But it scared people to the point where, like, every time we can make any leeway to maybe, vote more than just left or right, it's already killed, because the left and the right, while they're already the majority, are punching down on the niggas who, like, aren't already, like, don't already have national coverage, they don't have the money that the left or right also have in this capitalistic society. So it's like already unfair. That's the only thing I will say. And then, like, it's just like, I just believe that while I could tell you your vote that you made for, like, Harambe or Harry Potter or Megatron or even, like, the Green Party isn't the majority, and it isn't helping the two sides that is America. America's a two-sided coin, and it is just like when you flip the coin don't land in the middle and just stand up. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's either heads or tails, which is Republican or Democrat. I just think it sucks to shit on the people who did exercise their right and did do the knowledge and did just vote, and, like, to tell them that, your vote means nothing. That's fucking crazy to me. Like,
so let me put a note in something I said earlier, just to clean that up, just in case anybody gets that wrong. When I say your vote, when I'm speaking to the 200K, I'm not talking about on, like, a regular occasion. I'm talking about on some shit right now where it would be, you pick this person and drastically change the course of history, or you pick this person and they probably also drastically change the course of history, but not nearly as bad as the other person. So in a situation where we need, like, it's like a spirit ball, nigga. Like, it's like Goku he got his hands up and he's asking for everybody's help, and instead of giving him, the amount of energy that he needs from you, you give him 25% of some shit, and that 25 granted, it was a little bit because you participated. It wasn't what we needed to get rid of what we needed to get rid of to make it better for everybody else. Because yes, I do believe if people, like I said at the top of the episode, this is for people going forward. If there's a viable third party candidate that is like amazing and they're not getting the coverage, you know what I mean? Because like he said, it's a two-sided coin, and these are the two titans, and then it's just all the other little people at the bottom. Then if you're somebody that wants to vote third party, I would say two things need to happen. As a society, we need to learn more about other candidates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because if they're not getting the coverage and you're like, oh, these two people don't represent me in either way, so I'm just not going to vote. But there's still other options. And if you have the opportunity to use the internet that's literally all around us and free Wi-Fi and all this other shit, there are people that you can possibly find that would be better candidates for you. And then if you exercise your vote that way, I can't knock that.
So my thing is,
But hold on.
Yeah.
But my thing is, in a dire situation, because I don't even feel like this every 4 years. Because that's why I said if the Republicans have a viable candidate, and you strip that red away from them, and the Democrats have a viable candidate, you strip that blue away from them, and it's just a matter of two talking points, and I just have to choose which one sounds better to me, I apply that to the Green Party as well. It's just not as many people know about them, so I'm not going to knock you for picking that person, but at the same time, this is not one of those elections where it's just like, yo, it don't matter if I chose this third party and this is the person I believe was better. Hold on. This is not the person I believe was better. And it's if one of those niggas win, whatever. This is not one of those. We experienced one of these people winning before. It was not a good time.
True.
It was not a good, it's not like we're guessing. This is not like fear mongering. Like we saw, like we dealt with that shit for 4 years, over and over, every single day, what that felt like. So this is more of, hey, do you want to go back to that shit? Yes, you have the right to choose your vote. Whoever you want to put your vote on, it's on you. Like, I can't knock you for that. But if we're going to be real, when election night happens, the results for your vote could have stopped us from going back to the shit that we just went back to. That's going to hurt us more. Your vote, even though in your heart was something for a person that you believed in, that isn't going to actually take place when that election comes in.
I'm going to be real, right? So I'll probably just ask one final question and then get off of it because, again, at the end of the day, I voted for Kamala and Timberwolf, so I'm a part of the thing. But, like, my opinion is still my opinion, and I still believe the same way. My nigga, for like 100 years, we haven't been able to vote and be like, let's just fuck with the third party. For like 100 years, and I'm going to be real, like for like 100 years, we have not been able to be like, let's just vote for the third party. So why now, if we overwhelmingly decide that it's just red or blue, will we ever vote for a third party? So when we're already kind of always in dire situations, like we already are stuck in the perpetual cycle that is America, and like the only way to change that would be to shake shit up. But then it's things that people don't like. So that's probably what I'm explaining. Like, it's just that, like, I know it's easy to say, like, I voted for Kamala or I voted for Trump, right? And then either or loses. And it's easy for you to point at the third party people. Like, y'all didn't vote for my person. So that's why the world is going to drastically change for me in my perspective. You get what I'm saying? So, like, I just think that, like, that's just not fair when voting is, like, it's like a right where you can just kind of, like, but I understand what you're 100% of everything you're saying about the underlying things.
But
I'm just saying that when people hear things like, if people hear something like, yeah, I get that you could vote and you could exercise your right to vote for like a third party or fourth party or fifth party or whatever, right? But that's what people have been hearing for the last like 100 years, bro. And like, to be real, if we do want to change, we have to change kind of now, and not like, because it's too late already. You know what I'm saying? But like I would say after this, like I would very much like what you said, implore people to look up other parties and other policies, and the next 4 years, make more strong political ties with these specific things. Because again, we just got, like I said, for the past 100. Here's where I'm gonna get to your point more, right?
No, because I was waiting for the. I know you had a question to ask.
For the past 100 years, we have not been able to do that. But also, we've recently got the internet and social media where people actually can make a change and actually can make a difference and actually can say different things, right? So from now on, if it keeps being red or blue, that's on fucking us. We gotta stop acting like yo, the third party, y'all fucking us. No, nigga. No. Because if both candidates were strong enough, it would be an overwhelming decision. Just like kind of what you said. If we took away red or blue and we both just went policy for policy, and then no one knew what they're really what their identity politics or anything of shit like that was, it would be overwhelming for one person than the other person. So again, from moving on, that's why like I said, I have a controversial opinion. People might kill me for this, but we have to change. That's that. We have to decide. And I'm not saying that y'all niggas is even bullying the Green Party and the extra party people, right? Because at the end of the day, if your candidate loses, you are gonna blame that people. That's humanity. That's how people are. I just want those people to kind of accept that you're bullying people because they don't have the same opinion as you in that type of political scope. And that's what keeps people down. That's what keeps people away from politics. That's what makes niggas not want to vote. That's what you know what I'm saying? Yelling at each other don't really convince people to vote for the other side. And I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that in the future, if, and this is for both, because again, general conversation, both sides, again, Democrat, Republican, even the Green Party, because Green Parties, nigga, I follow a lot of Green Party. I've interviewed a Green Party presidential candidate when Biden was going up, right? They're pretty aggressive. They have pretty aggressive thought processes. They talk very crazy on both sides, and I'm just you a agent of chaos for both sides. And that's it where y'all fuck up, because y'all should just be a separate party. And this is, okay, let me get to me criticizing the Green Party. Because again, I voted for Kamala and Walz. I could have voted for Jill Stein and her VP. But I've been following them for a little while. And there's a few things about them that's just kind of sus. They virtue signal both sides and kind of don't take accountability for the weird things that is happening on their side, which is just I'm not gonna vote for you niggas. You guys have amazing policies. You guys are talking an amazing talk. I agree with a lot of the things that you guys do, but some of your actions are questionable. So I can't really vote for you guys. Boom, boom, right there, so just like that. I will also say that if other people watch that and they took that crudeness aside, because again, orange man's mad crude. You get what I'm saying? And maybe people be fine with that. So again, but we do criticize that side. So it's okay to criticize the Green Party as well. But at the end of the day, I think yelling at the niggas who vote and saying your vote means nothing and shit is kind of not helping the case of trying to get people on your side if you're the blue or the red. And I don't even want to help the red, but I don't think that helps to tell the niggas that they wasting their vote.
So I will say I agree with my view overall is pretty much in line with Colton's view. Again, I'm speaking specifically on mediating circumstances.
Okay.
Literally, that's it. And yes, I agree with what he just said. If it's been the same way for 100 years, at what point do you change that? I would also agree with that. That's going back to what literally, I like how this all ties together because it goes back to my AK where I literally said, Kamala, one of her phrases is always turn the page, burn the book. Burn the book.
We got to change.
We got to start a whole new book, because if you turn the page, it's still part of the same book,
brother,
which is a part.
That's why I went on my rant.
Part of the same Y'all see how
G-
you
oh,
listen.
this shit might win the award. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, go ahead.
Like literally, turning the page means it's still a part of the same book. It's still a part of that same story. We need a whole new story. So if we start a whole new story, we gotta start a whole new book. That's why you gotta burn that shit. Literally, when I'm talking about the Green Party, honestly, if the Green Party came up and it made it so much easier for people to be like, hey, I don't fuck with the red candidate. I'm not fucking with the blue candidate. This green guy or this green lady, like they're saying something that I'm kind of fucking with. And that gets more people on board. And then let's say you get the final elections and let's say it turns out to be, I don't know, 30, 30, 39 or 30, 30, 40, right? And that's the final results. And the Green Party still lost. However, that's still a good sign for the next 4 years because now you've gotten to a point where people have now see you as a viable candidate. It doesn't matter how you got your name out there. It could have been TikTok videos that just went viral and people were like, oh shit, I didn't even know this person was on the fucking ballot. Let me find out more. And you became a bigger thing. And that leads to you getting more money for your campaign trails. And that makes you a more viable candidate. And now you've taken away the idea of where we're in a position where it's, yo, if the blue person that's not all that great doesn't win and we got to deal with the higher evil of the red person, we're fucked. But now if you introduce this third person that more people are familiar with and they seem a little bit more calm compared to the other two, that's no longer wasting your vote. That's what I'm talking about in the sense that if we have a third, it's never like for me, it's never just, I don't want the option of just two people.
I don't know. I think I just don't like the term wasting your vote. Like I think
That's
that
fine.
like
That's
if you're
fine.
American and you live in America and you have that God-given natural right that they say we're supposed to have, that's supposed to be a part of the American dream. Calling it a waste of a vote. I get what you mean. It just I feel like that don't recruit nobody to your side if you're trying.
You know what it is? I'll put it like this. If there's two doors and water's rushing in and we're like, yo, this door is going to have less water come in and flood us all versus that door. So we need your hands to help us keep this door closed. And you're like, you know what? Both of them going to let water in. I'm going to just go by the window. Yeah, you did a good thing because it was your right to choose the window. But now you let the water in and we're all fucked anyway.
But
So in a position where if we're all fucked because of these two doors and all you did was like, I don't know, let the window like high above where we're gonna drown anyway.
But
we're literally in a position where we're gonna drown.
here's the realistic part of that scenario. And I like that you brought up that scenario because that ass makes mad sense for like how it works, right? There's the left door and there's the right door, right? Like the left man is holding left door, right man is holding right door. They look at middleman and they're just like, yo, come help me over here because then we could get escape through the left part, right? Or the right guy's like, come help me over here, then we could escape through the right part, right? The middle nigga goes, I'm going through the vents, right? Like, because the vents are mad small and cramped. Like, that's basically what the Green Party would be. It's not like a door. Like, it's a smaller party. I'm going through the vents. The nigga go through the vent. Whatever side wins through the left or the right door, the nigga who's left man or right man has to go through the door that won. They run up the stairs together, and whatever side that they ran up, they see the left nigga come out the vent. They look at each other, they go, it's that nigga fault. That's what it is. We're still going to end up in one of these scenarios regardless, right? I'm not saying don't care because you have to care. I'm just saying that to blame left man, like nigga window, to blame window man is crazy when both the candidates was pouring water down the shit to drown us in the first place. That's probably my that's my full point, my final point. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm sorry. I voted for Kamala and Tim Walz, y'all. Real talk.
He's still gay. He's still gay.
But like I'm just saying that's what the metaphor, I get it, but that's really the reality of what that metaphor is
right.
Like,
and like I said, I still believe that a viable third candidate would be like checks and balances. It's you know what it's like, just to give us like that.
I forgot to add to make that metaphor funnier. is the nigga went through the vent and Jill Stein was pouring baby
Oh
oil
my God.
down the vent. So it'll be difficult for the nigga to climb up, but he made it somehow. And then y'all shit on him because he looked stupid. He got baby oiled up.
Just
He didn't help both of y'all. Of course y'all gonna blame this nigga.
just to bring us back on some.
I just wanted to make a little quick joke. I'm sorry.
Just to bring us back on some comic shit. It's the idea of checks and balances, right? We know who the big two are. It's Marvel and it's DC, right? But we still need an Image. You know what I mean? We still need like these other. We need we need these other niggas.
But do we yell at Image when Marvel and DC don't sell? We shouldn't. I don't think we should. I think we should just go. Y'all niggas need to be better, which is what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Doing.
You know what it is.
Other people yell at the Image for Marvel and DC. You know what you're doing? You're actually saying, Image, you have a chance.
Yes,
like you can be that big option,
and not. You know what? You don't even need to be that big option. You need to be that check and balance of the options. You need to be the person where they're like, yo, if I go too far left or you go too far right,
I'm gonna be right here.
People are gonna go to the middle because that's the safest bet. Like, so you want a third person just to balance out the idea of the policies of a left and the policy of a right.
People be scared of the extreme middle, and that might, I don't know if that's the first thing I've ever, that's the first time that's ever been said, but like most of the middle options are kind of extreme, and I think people are kind of scared of that because like. Jill Stein has a thing where she's just like, you know, we're gonna like lower taxes and we're gonna do that. And then reparations, and then people hear that and they like, wait a minute, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, what the fuck does that mean? You get what I'm saying? So like my thing about that is like I think they gotta do that with a guitar, nigga. I think they gotta look cool and shit while they saying extreme shit like that. Look, I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Like they gotta make the extreme crazy shit.
Gotta make it sound cool.
Seem cool.
Gotta
and
make
like
it sound cool. They need somebody to market it.
Because again, Kamala laughs everywhere. She's mad charismatic because she's weak at everything. Trump is goofy everywhere. We are in the era of content creators, like social media influencers,
and
like,
that's why.
Y'all gotta get cooler, my nigga.
And that's why I said if you're a third party candidate, because he talked about it earlier about like the backing, about the money behind the Democrats and the Republicans, and that's why people are forced to believe they only have a left or a right vote. You need to be that third candidate. That's cool. And if that means you attack from the TikTok era and you get the young niggas and they start loving you.
You said something crazy earlier.
What's up?
The fucking whole point of the Green Party should be like, I know how much milk costs in a grocery store.
Yes.
I know how much eggs cost in a grocery store.
Yo,
I know what the people are going through.
Be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, nigga. Like, get to the ground, attack from the ground.
We got Captain America and we got Iron Man, right? And then we got the goofy teenage nigga that's in the hood doing groundwork.
Yes. Be that guy.
Be those people.
So if you become that guy. Yes, if you become that guy and it's like, oh shit, I know him. Like, one, you doing the funny videos, people relate to you on some Cardi B shit. Two, you actually know what you're fucking talking about. Know what I mean? Three, you can attack things that everyday people deal with. You know what I'm saying? And like, you could be like, you're that kind of like, yo, listen, I know shit is fucked up right now, but if y'all let me win, those fucking taxes that you pay at Ticketmaster, nigga, for them tickets, yo, I know y'all be fucking with Beyonce. Do you really want to pay $300 in fucking taxes for Beyonce tickets?
Let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all use TurboTax?
Exactly, yo. So you get a candidate that's talking to people on that level, you become a problem. And that then forces both the left and the right to start thinking about their policies. It's like, yo, the way this person is hitting the middle, we got to dial it back a little bit. So that's why I'm saying why we need a third person in a checks and balances situation to force them to not be as extreme as they are.
I don't think we're really clashing. I think the really thing is
we're not.
We're meeting at the middle because what I'm saying is like basically like you're saying like we need that third person, and I'm saying that I feel like we not giving that third person a chance. It's gonna unionize. It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
connect at some point. Like it's gonna connect at some point.
it's Magneto and Xavier,
that
nigga. Like
ass.
we still got the same point. We just are
facts.
coming from different angles at that.
I'm just Magneto, straight up. Like I'm just like, yo, don't call my people useless. We vote for the Brotherhood.
We're still coming at it from different angles. All right, so moving on, because we definitely have like mad things I wanted to cover. The misinformation. Now, one of the things that bothered me a lot is not just the misinformation, but the lack of information. One of the things that went around that was super heavy, that everybody was super, like, I won't say everybody, but a lot of hood niggas that I know, that Colton knows.
Oh, yeah.
That
I know exactly what you're about to say.
Yo, I gotta vote. I gotta vote for him because he gave me $1,000, nigga.
Oh,
yo,
shit. I didn't
hold
even
on.
know that one.
Hold on.
I was thinking about another one.
Hold on. Let's talk about. I want to talk about that for a second. Okay, you got $1,000, nigga. That was in 2020. That money either went to bills, bitches,
Parlays.
parlays, nigga,
Sneakers.
food, sneakers. That shit is gone, bro. And now, what did you give up for that $1,000? That's that's the heavy price, because you gave up a lot for that $1,000. You know what you gave up? You gave up 3 seats on the Supreme Court justice for $1,000, nigga. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but at the same time, after Trump is dead and gone, because he don't. I'm being friendly. He got 5 in him.
Yo,
he
real
got
talk,
5 in.
real talk. Let's get even crazier. You for $1,000, you giving police immunity.
Yes. So basically, you're saying you'll give away your rights
Your
for
life.
$1,000.
No, you're giving away your life.
Yes, for $1,000.
Like
That's
the
literally
cops
what.
could beat my ass, fuck me up, fuck anybody up in my family, beat anybody's ass, shoot anybody in my family.
Like,
and they have
you know what it is?
complete immunity.
Perfect
And
example
that's
of that
what
is-
you think is okay.
Listen to everything that we just said. Now, if I came to you, I was like, "Yo, I'll give you $1,000 right now, but for this $1,000, I gotta be able to fuck over your life, your kid's life, possibly your kid's life. If anything in terms of Medicaid or anything that might benefit you, all my niggas could veto that and get that shit the fuck up out of here. I'll give you $1,000 right now. If you know, it's like the music game where niggas will give you an advance and be like, oh, you don't need your masters, nigga. I'll give you $500K right now, nigga. And now you take the $500K, your music blow up. Your shit is everywhere, nigga. They are making billions off of you, but you can't get that. You took the $500K, nigga. That's literally what is happening to niggas right now. You gave up your rights, your life, for $1,000 fucking dollars that you don't even have right now.
Let's even go further.
You don't have it. It's gone.
I know you niggas like making merch. I know you some merch making ass niggas because we some merch making ass niggas.
That's a
right?
fact.
So there's a thing called tariffs, right? There's a thing called tariffs, right? And like, you know, when you order something from like China or like them sweatshops that people be ordering from, or them little warehouses that people be ordering from, and you get the good price for your t-shirts or for your pants or for your fabrics, right? Trump is saying 10 to 20% tariffs on most imported goods. And if it's China, even more. And here's the thing about China. Have you ever looked under most things?
Literally everything.
It says made in China, right? So imagine if most of the things we get all the time is just 30% more expensive. Do the math. Remember the word inflation? How do you think that happens? How do you...
So to tie in what he just said, that $1,000, nigga, that's less stuff you could buy now.
That's way less stuff that you
way
can buy.
less stuff you could buy. And I want to talk about that 1,000 because
Let's
everybody.
say,
hold on. I want to talk.
Save that.
I want to talk about that 1,000. There was one point that I forgot to touch on real quick about that $1,000 that niggas was hype about. You got $1,000, right? And it was like, oh shit, the government just gave me free money. And then literally the next year you paid taxes, you paid more taxes, nigga. You literally got your money back. That's literally, they advanced you your money and let you spend it and then charged you the next year for that same
Let's go even
$1,000,
further
nigga.
to the $1,000
You think
guys.
it's a coincidence you paid more taxes the year after and the year after that,
I
nigga?
just made a quick connection, right? The $1,000 guys are usually the NFT cryptocurrency guys, are usually the right wing guys. Those are the same guys that lost like mad money. That like, and some of them made mad money, right? So, and the ones who made mad bread, I get why you think you're on that side. But here's the thing. The government's also like keying in on those things. Like, they're just like, what do you mean you have money that I can't touch? What the fuck are you talking about? So my problem with that is I think a lot of people have like this false sense of security, right? That like Trump is a businessman. He made a lot of money for himself. For himself, keyword, right? Of course, if he runs this country, he's going to run it like a business. But here's the thing about people that run things like a business. There's a thing called guerrilla business, and that's what most people do. And guess what that means? You're going to have to suffer. Elon Musk, and I quote, said, I know it's going to be tough when Trump gets into office. We're calling this a necessary sacrifice. Talking about how they're going to fuck the economy. They're legit telling us we're going to fuck the economy up, but only for y'all. So hold it down
Yeah.
while y'all suffering. Because we going to get to y'all.
We gonna
Right?
get up.
And that, in the history of all reality, history, fiction, anime, manga, movies, television, songs. Anytime anyone has ever said that, you gotta suffer for a little bit, my nigga, and I'm gonna come back for you. Unless they're God in the Bible, they're not.
Back.
And guess what God did to Job? He let it wait for a few. So I'm telling you right now, in reality, history, religion, fiction, everywhere, that phrase has never been honored. Never. Because again, hold on. And if it has been, it was a person who was always good, and Elon Musk is telling us this.
Nigga,
so what are we doing?
It's never been good because there's no checks and balances to a promise.
There's
none.
No
checks. There's what checks and balances is there to a promise? I can break a promise right now, nigga. Like, who's gonna check me?
He didn't put it in writing.
Yeah.
We didn't sign off.
Nobody signed anything. He just said some shit.
He just said it.
I'm a fucking dragon. Do you believe that? Like, come
Here's
on,
the thing
my
about
nigga.
politicians,
like,
right?
I could just say whatever the fuck I want.
Up and say things like, they eating the cats, they eating the dogs. And then when people are like, that's not true, I can go, I'm just saying what was reported. And like not get in trouble. So all I'm saying is if a nigga stands in front of y'all and go, y'all gonna have to be in slavery for like four years, right? 4 years, right? Then you're gonna reelect us again. And then y'all go, maybe not be, maybe no, maybe
towards the
2
end.
more years, right? and then in 6 years, everybody up.
I just want y'all to know this is a reoccurring thing that has happened on this podcast, and I'm going to bring it back one more time. He has just outlined to you a pyramid scheme. Again, like it's literally another.
This podcast has been the ultimate anti-pyramid scheme podcast. We've explained to you guys how everything is a pyramid scheme.
Every single time.
And this is why I even pointed out, in religion, in fiction, in history, in real life, all of those things have a very pyramid scheme.
Yes.
Like the scheme looks like a pyramid.
Yes.
And guess what the pyramid, it used to be like this.
It
used to be like, this is what democracy should look like, an upside down triangle. But it looks like this, where the little teeny toppy niggas.
That's why there's a 1%. That's why there's
That's
a 1%.
why trickle down.
Exactly.
This is why this is called trickle down politics, my nigga.
Exactly.
Trickle down politics is a pyramid scheme, guys.
Exactly.
Guys, listen. We're gonna stop every pyramid scheme ever. By
the end of this podcast.
By the end of this podcast, when we're both 50, when we're both 72, right, and we gotta retire. No, we're not gonna retire. Because guess what? They never gonna change the law. And then we're going to become the president and vice president. And we're going to change everything, guys.
And let me tell y'all how we going to do it. we gonna switch it out every year, every 4 years. So 1 year I'm gonna be running as the president, and he's gonna be my vice.
Yo, it's gonna be
and
mad
then
funny,
after that,
right? It's gonna be mad funny because the first year he gonna be president, and then he gonna go, I'm sick, and then I'm gonna be president, and then I'm gonna go, I'm sick, and then he gonna be president, and I go, I'm sick,
it's gonna be a Jadakiss and Styles back and forth, nigga. Like we gonna get y'all right.
Is this the first Wu-Tang presidency? It's a group, my nigga. It's just a collective effort, nigga.
Sorry. So next thing on my list, we kind of talked about just a little bit. Another thing that I hear hood niggas talk about, and just people in general that I'm not dissing, just the lack of information is, yo, it doesn't matter who wins. The president don't affect me in my life on a regular day basis.
I'm gonna tell you real right now, right? I used to be that nigga. I used to be the nigga that because again, there is truth to it, but it's not true.
It's not.
Here's
true.
the thing. There is a blanket statement, right? Where the president is a face. Yes, the president is a face. The president is a leader. The president has a lot more influence on decisions that we try to not give them credit for, right? And it's funny because when you like a president, we baby him with he don't got enough power to do anything, right? But when we hate a president, he didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Where like the real answer is look at Senate. What does the seats look like? Who got the majority of the seats? Because then that's gonna be like, is this person gonna do anything, or are they not gonna do anything?
So him bringing that up is definitely something I wanted to talk about real quick. Is when I first heard somebody say that to me, and the idea that the president doesn't affect my daily life, I want. If you're one of those people that think like that, I want you to just think about this for a second. While that is true, maybe overall the president himself him waking up like doesn't necessarily make a direct change to your life. What he does affect, however, is the people that do affect your life. So for example, Supreme Court. So if you're a person that I don't know, maybe you're part of the LGBTQ plus community or something like that, and you don't want your your ability to get married or whatever the case affected, and you voted for this president, and the people that back this president believe that those types of freedoms should be affected, you are in fact voting against yourself, and this president does have the ability to harm you, because once you join I think once you join the Supreme Court as like one of the judges or whatever, that's a lifetime tenureship. Like, you don't leave until you're dead or you decide that you're not a part of shit anymore. Like, that is a for life job. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about once you hit 66, nigga, and you got to retire in any other aspect, the fact that you could be on the Supreme Court justice at 97 is fucking insane. You should not have that ability.
Explosive fact. Every nigga in the government makes decisions for us. Every person who was ever elected ever has a say in something that we do. So we should be able to talk about that.
Yes.
Or worry about that.
And that's why I'm saying when it comes to the president, just using one example, like I said earlier about the 3 Supreme Court justice appointments. Granted, you might think Obama don't affect your day-to-day life or some shit like that, or a Trump wouldn't affect your day-to-day life. But the people that support these guys, when they become president, affect your life. And I'll just give you a perfect example of that. Supreme Court justice. What are some, if you're somebody that's listening to this, and maybe you slept that point in school when they were like explaining shit like that. Just type it. Just type it in Google. Literally, what are some of the things that the Supreme Court justice do? It interprets the law. So a vague law that can go either way, if they decide it's this way, it's like my nigga Marlo said, you thought it was one way, but it's the other way, nigga. And now that affects your life, your kid's life, your kid's life, because they wrote that into law now.
Example. Elon Musk right now said he is giving $1 million sweepstakes to people who signed this petition, right? That is illegal. That is illegal, right? First of all, that's like voters fraud. You're like paying for like people to vote or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's say you got good enough lawyers, they can spank that. And then you find out that everyone who's in the competition was pre-vetted and they pre-selected winners. So that's fraud. So that's actual fraud. That's actual fraud. Like a Supreme Court judge said that's fine. Like, I'll just let him do it.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool.
It's cool.
And
then you're just
Trump's.
and yeah, and you're just like, yo, how the fuck they let that happen? They didn't let it happen. You did. You did.
Yeah.
But the candidate that you chose,
voting. But here's the thing. I think we should yell at, and maybe that was my point earlier. We should yell at the niggas that don't vote more. We should yell at the people who vote for the Green Party, because exercising your right to vote, regardless of how you do it, I will say, not regardless of how you do it. I'm gonna take that back. Harambe niggas, anybody who's putting in a stupid fucking name,
the whimsical
like,
shit. It's not the time.
need
It's
to
never
go to
been the
hell.
time for that.
You the person that we should talk to critically, right? Mad critically. And then anybody who voted for Green Party because they're just like, I'm just being defiant, and they didn't read up anything on it, you're an asshole as well. But everyone else who looked shit up and made their vote based off what they believe in, fine. You know what I'm saying? Fine. That's your personal preference. I'm not gonna say you wasted your vote. I can say you wasted your vote. Maybe that's also what I wanted to say earlier, is that, yeah, you could tell those people they wasted their vote because that's your belief. You know what I'm saying? But if you want those people on your side, don't say that. But I will also say, don't fraud niggas. Like, that's what the other side been frauding up a lot.
So talking about the fraud, another law, they protect civil rights. That's part of what the Supreme Court justice does.
They don't.
So tying into what I was just talking about, the fact that that's one of the things that they're supposed to do, and the president is usually the person that gets first dibs on anointing people into this. And the type of people that are going to go in there they're usually someone that has similar ideas and idealists of the candidate that appointed them to that position. So if you want to make sure that certain liberties that you have are not in jeopardy, you might want to choose someone that kind of aligns with the type of things that you would want, because then that person is obviously going to pick people that align with their ideals, and if their ideals align with that person and they align with you, then it works for you. It's literally what you was talking about with the trickle down effect.
Hey brothers, I was talking to the night demon earlier, and he had a question for y'all. I just always want to have a kid every time you have sex. Yeah, he texted me that, and I thought about it. I said, I already don't have kids, so you know what my choice was gonna be since day one. But I'm just saying that, like, this is still on the Supreme Court justice type shit, right? Whereas, like, these niggas are trying to take away women's like reproduction rights. My nigga, like, so that means that, like, if a shorty gets pregnant, and I know you niggas like to cheat. Let's be real. Let's have a conversation, guys. Let's have a conversation.
I mean, we having a real
guys.
conversation.
Let's have a conversation. And I'm not even. And again, this is full circle. This is not only to the left. This is to the right as well.
This is for everybody.
To everybody.
It affects everybody.
I know. Look me in my eyes. I know you niggas be cheating. I know you niggas got side bitches. I know you niggas don't like using condoms.
You know what? I'm gonna extend it more because we talking about all of society.
But
I know how some of y'all chicks move too.
I know how some of the women move. I know
how some of
y'all
y'all
be
too.
trying to trap people.
Not even just trap.
Or not even trap.
I know you got a side nigga.
Beyond even the trapping, right? Because the trapping people is probably gonna be on the right side anyway.
Yeah.
But like, let's talk about the boss bitches. Look at me. Y'all got side niggas. Y'all got niggas y'all be fucking sometimes, and you want to go home and be fine.
What if he slipped up?
What if he slipped up and then you voted for Trump, and your reproduction rights is fucking gone.
It's quiet.
What happens now? You just have a baby and you just trick your husband, and then that nigga does Sudoku every day, so he puts two.
He put the math. He put the math together, and it's like,
and
hey,
he figures it out. Then he leaves your ass, takes the baby, and now you a crackhead.
Listen.
Let's be real.
All of these
I just
things,
explained the Tyler Perry movie.
Oh,
But
yes, he
beyond
did.
That,
Yes, he did.
I'm just saying that, like, I know, and let me talk to the right. Listen, Facebook brothers. I know you motherfuckers is mad. Yeah, y'all are racist, but guess what? You're not that racist, because I'm sure y'all get different race whores and prostitutes and pay them money for your fun. I'm actually not judging, which is hilarious because that's all y'all do every day. Brother, if you get this prostitute pregnant, she's having that baby. You fucked up. You fell in love with the thing you said you hate. I know that happens a lot. I hate it. But I know that
it's a reality.
Racist people have those weird kicks, so they're like, "Oh,
it's a reality.
I want that." And guess what? Your family's so disappointed, gang. Your family, your racist ass, whack ass family is so disappointed. But guess what? At the end of the day, if we looked at things outside of left or right, and we said, "What is the policies that we care about?" Niggas supposed to be so sex positive, or like. Personally, they're supposed to be like, I'm supposed to make this. Like, it's so funny how many Republicans that are like pro-life have like made prostitutes and women that are their sides have abortions in other countries and places that they, bruh. Just be a real nigga.
Here's a great because of everything that he just brought up, I think is fucking hilarious. Let's say you went to sleep, you woke up tomorrow, and women can literally like the idea of being faithful, right? Like it's literally just a conversation between two people, an agreement, and she's just like, "Yo, you can't cheat ever," and now it's written into law. Yeah, you could never cheat ever. You could never cheat. It's over. You're doing 40 to life.
Okay,
hold on. You're doing 40 to life. You can't cheat. And you're just like, yo, how the fuck y'all let women tell us what to do with our bodies? See where I'm going? You see where I'm going now? See where I'm going now? See where I'm going? Because why should she be able to tell you what you could do with your? Why should you be able to tell her what she can do with her body?
Let me expound on that. Let me add a little bit of spice to that.
A little song.
So right, niggas like weed. Y'all like alcohol. Prohibition back, bitch. Imagine that. People telling you what to do with your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't like that shit.
Fucking you up, my nigga. You can't drink that.
Nah, that's done.
You can't smoke that.
Nah.
Cigarettes? Oh man, that's dangerous. Listen, fucking all of them is gone.
Magic.
Do you know how angry y'all niggas would be? Not upset. And when I say y'all niggas, I mean me as well. Not cigarettes, because I hate cigarettes. But nigga, if they like was just like, we gonna destroy all weed forever.
I like his point. So going back to what I said in the beginning about moving society forward. Here's the thing. The opposite of moving society forward is moving backward. So if you give people in power the opportunity, like everyone's heard, if you give a person an inch, they take a yard. Mm-hmm. Like that's a common phrase. So if you give certain people the opportunity where they're like, you can't smoke no more, you can't drink no more, and they get that off, do you think they stop there?
They don't stop there.
Or they're going to be like, well, shit, nigga, we got that off. You know what? Women can't work no more, nigga. Like, you got to stay home.
Women can't work.
You got to figure that shit out.
You know what? Women can work again. Slavery's back.
Yeah,
like,
that was my next thing. They'd be like, you know what?
Keep going.
Fuck it. You know, I don't even like black people that much. Like, fuck that nigga LeBron. He fucked up my parlay. Get that nigga. Yo.
Bro.
Get him on the fields.
Like, too much shit
so
get off.
You can't, even if it, that's another thing that I wanted to cover too, is when people are like, oh, such and such, that doesn't affect me. it still affects society. And if it affects society negatively,
Collectivism.
at no point do they stop at that one thing.
At all.
Ever. No one just stops at the one thing. You ever watched literally like it's literally the idea of every gangster movie. It's literally American Gangster. You get that shit off one time.
Why do people think
no one
Trump will get into office and relax for some reason?
He's not gonna just do one thing. A person, no matter who the person is, no one has enough ability just to stop themselves at one thing. If you have the power to do whatever you want, you're gonna keep going. Yeah, you got that one thing off that you said you was gonna get off, but shit, now that's out the way. What else is on my fucking agenda? Let me figure some other shit out that I don't fucking like. And it goes on and it goes on. And eventually it affects everybody. A great example of this, and I don't really need to cover it, but I'm going to cover it anyway, is what happened with a lot of Hispanic voters.
Yeah.
Now, we all seen what just happened recently about niggas calling that shit a piece of garbage. Nigga, that's how certain people viewed you from the beginning. They just said that they said the quiet part out loud. So while you were supporting these candidates, thinking that they had you, that they were going to look out for you, like he said, like they'll hold you down in like 8 years. That's how they were seeing you the whole time.
The
bro.
funniest part about shit like that is like, I guess that's where I'll bring back the delusion conversation, right? Where like someone will hear someone say like, I don't like immigrants, I don't like Mexicans, and like start naming specific countries, right?
They not talking about me.
They'll say like, the first thing they said was they don't like immigrants, right? You ignored that complete part and heard them say, I guess, do their tier ranking of like the immigrants they hate, and you said, oh, we're in the low ranking, we can fuck with him. That is where I'm just like, you're just delusional. It's not even, it has nothing to do with like, I don't know. Like, I feel like at that point, it don't even have to do with ignorance. It just got to do with like, you're just delusional. Because like, you've been like, all the Puerto Rican people I know fuck with other people of color, right? Where they're like to the point where like, if they hear somebody diss and another person of color, they're gonna be like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, right? Whereas like, I also do know some Puerto Ricans that like, you know, they're like, I'm an immigrant, but I'm not that type of immigrant. You get what I'm saying? Which
people try to separate themselves.
I think we're seeing what we're seeing is the people that did that like, I'm an immigrant, but I'm not that type of immigrant. Realizing that, oh, you are that type of immigrant.
They see you that way.
Live here.
Yeah,
that's what they say, nigga. Like, come on, my nigga. Like,
yo,
come on, dog.
Even
like,
if you in the Benz, you a nigga in a coupe, bro. At the end of the day,
bro,
like that's what you are to them. So regardless of how the status you see yourself, that's how you're reflected in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? So to tie that back to what I was saying about the Supreme Court and how that affects your life, regardless if you don't think the president does something on a daily basis for you. Currently, unless I'm wrong, I doubt I'm wrong. Currently, we got the Senate. Democrats have the Senate. Or I won't say us. Democrats have the Senate because, like I said, if a viable Republican candidate came up in 4 years and he was talking that shit compared to the Democrats, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, Democrats have the Senate. The Republicans took the House. I mean, so they kind of split. That's why this election kind of matters, because that person is going to get to anoint more seats. Mm-hmm. So that's going to change how, if in 4 years you're like, yo, man, that person ain't getting nothing done, they ain't make no laws. Well, if you allow them to lose seats, either the Senate or the House, and then you also have the Supreme Court, and now a bill might come out and they're like, yo, Colton get, I don't know, 30,000 a month, nigga. Like, we wrote that shit in the law. And then they pushed that on the House, and I was like, fuck out of here, nigga. And the Ninth Deviant was the one who vetoed the shit. That money never comes to Colton, bro. Like, and take Colton out of it, you, nigga. Like,
that ass.
You. So if you allow that to happen, it don't matter who you think the figurehead president is. That figurehead president still has the ability to put those people in seats that either agree or disagree with some shit that can help you. And that's important for you to like take into account when you're just like, I'm not voting at all. That hurts, nigga. Like it don't matter if you're at the end of the day you were like, yo, I was gonna vote Republican anyway. Who cares? If you were gonna vote and you decided just not to vote, people die for that shit. Like there's a whole history of like people like I can imagine, just to make this fucking funny. Imagine being a nigga that died for the ability to vote, and you just see niggas in their house watching TikTok, not giving a fuck about like taking advantage of that. I would haunt you. I would haunt you. I would fucking haunt you. I'm not gonna lie. I would haunt you.
Like, again, that's why like I've told y'all niggas, like, if you guys know me, you know I fucking hate politics. I'm so anti-establishment. I'm like so anti. It's like okay, let's get very candid. I hated voting. Like I really don't like the process of voting because again, like if I'm gonna be 100% real, I feel like in the long run, and this might be hypocritical because I did defend all the Green Party people, but like in the long run, if my vote don't fucking matter, nigga, like, and sometimes it feels like it don't matter, but it do matter because like I take it as collectivism. I don't take it as like my only single vote. Like when I make a vote, I vote for my best self-interest, but it's also a collective self-interest. I think about the people around me. I think about my family. I think about the women. I think about the guys. I think about the white people, the Mexican people, the Asian people, all those different people that I know that live in America that I care about, and like specifically black people. I'm just like, who is the best person for my community? And I also think about all the people, like I said earlier, like I know a lot of people that can't vote that are very strong about this, that are really on the ground helping people, and they can't vote because they've made mistakes in the past because of the situations that they were put in because of this establishment that I don't fuck with.
And fucking
you get
policies that were put
in place that I don't fuck with, and I don't even like. And again, to be more candid, I don't even believe in I don't believe in trickle down politics. So I don't believe presidential candidates make as much as a difference than when you pick the people in your local politics that like, I think fucking upsurge politics should be what it is. And I don't know if I made that up, but like I think like it should start from the ground up. It should never be from the top down, because when it gets to the bottom, there's nothing. You get what I'm saying? So if we start from the bottom with a strong base and we all shoot energy upwards, nigga, that's gonna be the craziest light beam of all time.
You know what this sounds like?
And niggas don't care about that.
You know what this sounds like? I don't know if anybody's ever taken the time to watch it. The concept of the movie Platform on Netflix, where the food starts at the top. They have everything. Everything that everybody wants to eat below, your favorite meal, they have it. And they have the option to not touch it
or
and let it go to the next level so you can get yours, and everybody does that until it makes its way to the bottom. Or because they have first dibs, they can take whatever the fuck they want, they can spit on your shit and let it come to you, and then you can't eat, and then you decide to do the same thing to the people below you. So by the time it gets to the bottom, everyone at the bottom is fucked. So if you're not a part of the 1%, you shouldn't be looking to their policies because they can't speak towards you
at all.
This is literally what I was saying in the beginning about choosing one, choosing people that move everyone forward, and then two, the age acts, the in this case, not even age, money or financial wise, they can't speak towards you because nigga, they not thinking about the shit that you thinking about. Nigga.
That's a fact.
Like when you are hyped for fucking Black Friday sales, so you can get that 40% off, nigga, on some blankets and fucking and some fucking linen, nigga. They bought that shit yesterday, nigga. They don't give a fuck about a Black Friday sale, nigga. Like they don't care about little things like that, and it matters to you. So you need people in office that think on that level, on that ground, on that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man level that we was telling y'all niggas about earlier, to take care of you. You can't look towards these niggas that they not gonna do it. And that also ties into what we were talking about being active beyond just the presidency and thinking about community elections and how that affects you. Because just like he said, if we're pushing upwards, if you're starting upwards, you gotta start from the bottom. And if you're at the bottom, nigga, you gotta start with you. And then from you, we work our way up. Because I don't think when it comes to politics, I've never been like, all right, well, I can't vote for this person because, oh my God, what are they gonna do to Leo DiCaprio? Like, I don't think like that because he's not a regular nigga, bro. And you think when he votes, he's like, yo, so this vote is gonna drastically change the life of culture.
Bro,
They don't
I
fucking
think
care,
the
bro.
greatest thing that Kamala Harris has done was pick Tim Walz as
Yes.
VP.
Yes.
Because Tim Walz
yes.
is actually the explanation
yes.
of the candidates that we want.
Yes.
Which is like a person who me and my wife was teachers. We was in this place. We became senators. Every bad story you heard about me was me being a human being.
So here's a great way to connect what Colton said earlier. This whole election drastically changes if Tim Walz was the Green Party candidate, nigga.
Yeah.
That is
literally,
that is the middle ground that I was talking about earlier about finding someone. He was a fucking teacher. He was in a fucking coach.
We found out he fell in love with a Chinese shorty when he was 25 and had a romance. He had sex before. We found out he had sex. We was like, whoa, hold on, he fucks. and then it was like, yo, bro, he was a coach and he told a nigga after injury, don't ever give up. Yeah, and we was like, wait a minute, is he a feel-good movie nigga?
Yeah. This is perfect. This is literally what I'm talking about. If you find a fucking Tim Walz to be a Green Party candidate, you shake shit up immediately. Because then people could literally be like, yo, he's just like me. And it's perfect because out of all the things he could have been, he was a fucking teacher. And that's one thing I think most people can agree on is one, teachers affect your community.
Yes.
They aren't paid enough for the job that they do, the sacrifices that they make, and they literally help shape the fucking future because they raise your kids to hopefully be decent pieces of shit and not full pieces of shit, and educate them for the future of the fucking world.
And even more than that, his tolerance of things and him like speaking out for other people never feels fake. It never feels like he's being performative. And it always feels, and it's funny because it never feels performative because before anyone knew who the fuck he was doing that for real.
Yes, and that is a perfect example of how he sold me. Because when she announced him, I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I looked him up,
and then I looked it up, and I was like,
"That's holy shit."
I was like, "Why he not running?"
I say, "Yo, she knocked it out the park." I was like, honestly, again.
But that's what I mean about needing someone that's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man version. He, for me, is that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's literally someone that was on the ground, that was going through the trenches. He was in the schools. He was teaching. He was nurturing the fucking future of the fucking free world. You need someone like that that's in office that when they have these conversations and they're talking about policies and they're like, yo, man, I'm pretty sure they could afford an extra. They could afford an extra $1 on the milk, nigga. Like, yo, throw 75 cents on the eggs, nigga. And he's just like, bro.
I know I fuck with Tim Walz because I did not bring up that he was white one time.
So,
yo, I
think about to make me lose my.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't bring up he was white one time. That nigga's real, bro. He a real one. One.
Yeah, so when they're in there and they're having these conversations about, yo, what they can cut money from or, you know, raise prices on, and it's just like, yo, well, listen, we the 1%. This is the platform again. Yo, we gonna take the cakes, nigga. We gonna take the Pepsi. We gonna leave them niggas with like some fucking crumbs. And he's just like, yo, but like based on what they make though, because I was a teacher, there's no way that an average American that's making $35,000-$40,000 can survive on this. And then you raise the prices of milk, eggs, cereal. Like they don't. If we're not giving them more money and we're not adding money to the basic average wage, nigga, like they are slumming it, and that's gonna make it worse for all of us. You need that person that can speak as this is the representative of the people at the bottom.
I'll put it like this. Tim Walz seemed like the type of nigga that will buy 5 pizza pies and slice them all into extra slices off his own check and make sure them kids eat pizza that
we gonna have a pizza party. We lost? We lost.
But I'm finna
yo,
give y'all a beat
listen.
and I'm it's coming out my pocket, nigga. Cause
Listen,
we
gonna turn them 8 into 16, nigga, like Jeezy, nigga. Like we gonna
and he gonna go to that kid in the corner that's mad sad and give him an extra slice.
Yo, I got you.
I
I
believe
got
in
you.
that nigga,
Know what I mean? So I feel like literally tying everything that we was talking about, you need if you want to cause change between those two parties,
Relatability.
you find that relatable real relatable third candidate that can shake shit up just because he's talking to the average person. That nobody, you can't deny that shit if you hear it. Like,
Yo.
god damn.
Real talk. You know how I know Trump is stupid?
What's up?
Because I'm sure there's some truck driving ass like white countrymen that he could have picked up that knows how poor white people live and work, and he would have probably cooked. I'm happy I'm saying this now.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. We got him.
I was watching when he picked JD Vance. I said, "Oh, this is the stupidest fucking decision
You know what?
you could have ever made in your life."
Here's who they should have picked. They should have got an Eminem. They should have got a relatable white guy that was from the slums that was trying to figure it out, but he's cool, so you might get some of the black votes.
Should have got who's the nigga that did the song with Nelly? The
The
white guy. And it's over my head. I'll get it over and over again. Tim McGraw, nigga.
You need one of those?
Yo.
He could freestyle a little bit, but he country.
Yo.
Like, yo, you got.
If you would have got MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, nigga. Yo, Machine Gun Kelly VP.
Yo.
I think Trump would have fucking cooked.
See,
I'm happy he did. Or Aiden Ross, nigga.
yo,
He's not old enough. But when he old enough, pick up. Yeah, you gotta pick up a wash streamer. Like
Yo,
a streamer that's
I'm
mad
telling
like
you,
Dr.
like-
Disrespect.
he'd have got some people with Dr. Disrespect. But no, but that's what I mean. Like if you're trying to shake shit up and you're trying to get to different bases and don't seem like you're performative, you find people that are
relatable.
Exactly.
I
like
think that's the best thing that Kamala did.
I don't listen to Tim Walz and be like, he's trying to sell it. Like you feel it like, oh shit, like
Bruh,
this is a
I tell you
regular
right
ass
now,
nigga.
I was watching a video with my eyebrows up like this, where he was on stream with AOC, right? And he said,
Go ahead.
This is a game called Crazy Taxi, right? So like when he first said it and was explaining it, I said, I think this is cap, right? I said, I think this is cap. But then he like picked the character and he was like dressed like that character.
I want to show y'all.
And I said,
I want to show y'all what sold me on him.
he picked the character and he was like kind of dressed as that character. And I realized like, oh, he kind of knows ball. And then he was fucking whipping that bitch.
So I want to show y'all what sold me on him as just a person, and this is how I feel like certain candidates make themselves more presentable and like relatable in general. Is I thought that's where he was going with the live stream shit. So there's a video of literally him on live stream, right, and you can see from like the neck up, and he's like talking, being professional, talking about his policies or whatever. And in the background, there's a video, there's like a picture of him sitting in his kitchen with shorts on, with a regular fucking t-shirt, and his camera, he's not using his webcam, it's his phone sitting on top of like a bunch of boxes and books. And I was like, yo, he just like me for real. Like, yo, you really, I was like, yo,
gang. He's so normal,
if the Green Party had someone doing shit like that, where they were on MSNBC going off, going crazy with the policies, and then they posted on TikTok like, yo, look at my old man sit here propping his shit up, his phone on top of like the
stand up, they got shorts on.
Exactly. And not just regular shorts. You know, this is one of his favorites because it got the hole in it.
Yo,
it got like the little
ass,
stain from Thanksgiving that he couldn't
Yeah,
get
he
out.
don't give a
The
fuck.
candy yams did not
You
come
know,
out of them
he probably
pants.
smoked cigarettes. He got a cigarette hole in it.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to be relatable to the average man, you're doing shit like that. You're not doing it where it's performative. You're doing it because that's who you are.
That's just who I am.
Easy sell, bro. Easy
And
sell.
and you could tell that these major media outlets don't know how to slander normal people because they'll say shit like, "Look at this guy. He stays home all weekend with his wife," and we're
Okay.
just like, "Oh."
Okay.
Oh, look at this guy. He went on a fucking journey to China and fell in love with a teacher out there and had a romance for 3 years, and then they broke up very amicably. She doesn't say anything bad about him. I'm just like, yo, nigga, am I supposed to hate the nigga? Oh, look at him. A student got injured, and then he thought about quitting. He said, hey, never quit, man. And then the guy also gave him multiple praise, like, yo, I would have gave up in life if he never told me to never quit.
And the media's just like, lame.
Look at him.
Like, yo,
look, he's forcing people to do things they don't want to do. It's like, what are you saying? You guys are making me love this guy. Why do you guys keep trying?
So speaking of media, great segue, because this is the last thing I wanted to get to, was social media. This is where I am. Y'all might see me. I got my hat on. This is where I'm putting on my tinfoil hat for real.
I don't even think it's tinfoil.
Because, and it's tinfoil because of, I'm gonna take it further than where it already is. That's what I'm saying, tinfoil. So one of the things that I'm able to take a step back and accept certain things, trying to be unbiased in the sense of, I'm going to use Twitter as the perfect example. I feel like Elon Musk should be able to support any candidate that he feels is the candidate for him. Everybody should be able to do that. Even when I was talking earlier about the Green Party, everybody should be able to do that. However,
he cheated.
In the words of the great fucking Ben Parker, nigga, with great power still comes great responsibility. So if you want to support whoever you support, that's cool. But then using the power that you have on a platform that affects millions of people around the world to push your candidate is very fucking irresponsible. And to take it a step further than that, you're already someone that has questionable practices, for lack of a better phrase, in terms of there's literally articles showing how people that are Democrats and push Democratic articles and shit like that are being throttled on your platform, while anyone that talks about like conservative issues and Republicans in general, their ability to go viral has been it's increased. So basically, you're silencing one side to let the other side, the side that you want to win, make themselves look more viable. That is very
also.
Fucking
let me tell you something.
That's
fucking,
very
Let me
fucking
tell you something,
dangerous.
you fucking bitch. I pay for Twitter. I have one of those goddamn checks. Every other fucking time I'm like, don't show me this ad, y'all immediately get the ad the fuck off. When it's a Trump ad and I'm like, don't show me this ad, y'all do not remove it. Y'all are just like, thanks for the feedback, and it's still fucking there.
Bro,
if I pay for something and I'm like, don't fucking show me this, don't fucking show me that shit. And that's how I know that this is like voter tampering. Like y'all are like doing voter
and
fraud,
this is and that's why I say this topic for last, because this is the one that connects to everything I was saying earlier about like green parties and using TikTok and all these other different things. If you don't have the money to like push your candidate and get information out there, I wouldn't care if a Elon Musk was like, yo, I don't fuck with CNN, MSNBC. I don't fuck with any of these news outlets, and it should only be the voice of the people, regardless of the people saying crazy shit. They're saying viable shit. Whatever the people want to put out there, I'm just gonna let them put out there. If that was where his stance was, I could have knocked that, because honestly, part of society is a little fucking crazy. Like, you just call it what it is. But at the same time, it's believable, because some people believe one thing, some people believe another. We don't have to necessarily agree. We just have to compromise at some point. But you're not giving room for that. You're using your power, which is over all of fucking one of the biggest fucking social platforms out there, to influence that decision and post all these ads and try to recruit and try to like radicalize people that probably didn't know what side they were going to be on. You offering money.
He knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yes,
that's
and
why this should be illegal. He shouldn't be allowed to do
That's
that.
exactly where I'm going with this. Like, you're literally doing this and to affect, and you're not even just doing it because you like the party. You're doing it because you have a stake in the party. Like, you already promised a position, which is why, like he just said, it should be illegal, because you are trying to actively affect the outcome of the election.
Also,
get the position that you want, within the government, and you're using any means necessary, and you're doing that in front of everyone's face, and no one's saying a fucking thing, and that is fucking dangerous.
Here's another thing that I will say. Facebook brothers, you guys say you're so racist, right? You guys are letting a person from South Africa tell you guys how America should work. A person from South Africa is telling you guys that you should suffer being from America. And I thought patriotism and y'all hate was about like anyone not from America. I don't know if it's confusing, like because he makes Teslas and you guys like Teslas, that you think he's one of y'all. Newsflash, he's not. He's a billionaire. Like once you're a billionaire, no matter like what race or whatever you are, like you don't care about other people. That's why he's saying things like, I'm going to have to up security if Trump wins. Because people are not going to be upset with the outcome of the economy. What the fuck do you mean by that? Is this a person you're following telling you that, like, yeah, poor people are going to suffer and they're going to be mad? I'm going to be good, though. And, like, you're like, yeah, these are the people I'm going to fucking follow. I'm just saying, you could believe in whatever you want to believe, but please just don't be this stupid for the sake of like your family and like the people around you and like just because like, man, I don't want to say this because I hate this, but like race aside, dude, like you're going to vote for Trump. And he's going to make sure all the white people around, and this is me specifically speaking to the white people that are a little bigoted, maybe a little, you know, they have their beliefs from whatever. He's going to make your lives significantly harder. And it's going to be for nothing. Like, not for y'all. Like, y'all never going to get to the, like, he's never put in a plan for y'all to get to where he is. Like, you just have to really, like, think about these things. And this is coming from a black man that, like, I kind of have no political, like, side. But at the same time, every time I look at the Democrats, I have some critical things to say. So I believe that if you have your side, whatever your side is, you should also try to be critical about your side. Because your side is supposed to help you in the long run. And that's supposed to be collectivism. So just... Again, I know biases is hard. I know being like hating things is hard when you grew up with that, and I know like changing is hard. But like at the end of the day, nigga, just think about all the people that you like, and like what have they actually done for you, like in the grand scale when it comes to like the government and shit like that. Not even talking like, or even the people around you. That's even better advice. Look at those people around you and say, have they made my life better, or is my life like significantly a little bit harder because of these things that I've inherited from these people? And I'll also say my final words will be, look at how the people from the insurrection feels. These are people that, a lot of those people die hard, followed Trump, and he said they're going to jail. And a lot of these people stop following Trump. So just maybe look at it, because if those are your people, go look at them, listen to their testimonies. That'll tell you these motherfuckers at the top don't give a shit. And that'll probably just be my final thing when it comes to that.
All right. So going back to what I was saying earlier about social media, because I want to stick to social media, is I want y'all to think about perfect example. You go on Twitter. You see like a crazy tweet or some shit. It's probably mad interesting. And you're like, oh shit, I want to read more about this. And then your timeline refreshes and it's gone forever. You have no idea how to get that shit back. I want you to think about shit like that in terms of the election. Because there are people out there that I know are like, oh man, I don't want to watch that shit. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to find out about it tomorrow or whatever. I don't think you should do that. Personally, unless you are just like a nervous wreck and it's probably, I don't know, hurt you on like a physiological level, I feel like you should actually stay up and watch it. And part of the reason why I feel you should stay up and watch it is better to get the information as it's coming. Because you wait till the next day and your algorithm now is going to tell you what was important for you to know the next day versus you getting the information and deciding what you thought was important the next day. Like you use the For You tab or whatever, and it tells you what you think
What's
should be
going on?
important.
But it's not real.
And then on top of that, it's telling you, going back to the example I used earlier, it's throttling one side to push another. So you wake up the next day and all you see is positives for one side and negatives for the other, and it's not giving you a fair and balanced information about actually what took place. So I feel like you should actually stay up, watch the whole thing, take in all the information, take the information from both sides, honestly, but at least give yourself the ability to make a rational decision based on all the information and not what someone else who's clearly biased is telling you is the information. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the same as getting. It's a difference between making a opinion based on partial information versus the entire thing. And you owe it to yourself, because one, everything that we're talking about on this podcast and just experiencing in life is going to be in the fucking textbook in like 30 years.
Yeah.
Like someone's going to take a test about the shit that we're experiencing and living right now.
We just don't know the outcome yet.
Exactly. And one day you're probably going to have grandkids and they be like, yo, what was January 6th about? You don't want to be the nigga that can't tell them, because let's say let's play with that for a second. Maybe another January 6th happens. Let's think about everything that happened between 2020 and 2024. Another January 6th happens, police brutalities, all the types of things that we probably would have never seen or heard about. Someone recorded and uploaded on the internet. It went viral. We all found out about it. People had to pay had to pay for crimes of the shit that they did. What happens now if, God forbid, something like that happens again and someone uploads the video? That shit can't go viral. It's been throttled.
Yeah.
That voice is silenced now. That's important stuff that's like taking place around you right now that you need to like take into account. So let's say Republicans win, Trump is in office again, three more on the bench. Know what I mean? They live to 150, nigga. Your kids is fucked up. Your kids is fucked up. Cool, whatever. Your son is coming home from school. Cop sees him. Don't like what he's wearing. Pulls that nigga to the side. Confrontation happens. Nigga gets shot. His friend was there. Recorded the whole thing.
That don't matter. Immunity.
All that shit matters. And even, let's say he did have immunity. There's no public outcry because it's what the cop said versus what the kid said. And the kid's video can't
I'm talking about the cops having immunity.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, but people can't even be aware of what happened, like what actually happened. Even if he has immunity, and he was like, "Oh no, I defended myself from the kid. He had a knife or some shit. And I shot him."
We already seen it. The nigga who recorded,
yes,
son dying, George Floyd got arrested,
and that's the perfect example. What if we can never see that video?
True.
The next 10 that happens to, and everyone was around and took videos, and in a time where everyone has camera phones and they all upload that shit, and you can't find it. Because they uploaded social media and your For You tab or your Instagram fucking timeline says, hey, man, let me show you this cat video from last week. Shit like that is important. And especially with someone that is literally showing you, like, he's not hiding that shit. He's literally showing you, hey, I am for this side, and everything on my platform represents this side. I'm not with that Green Party middle shit, nigga. Like, this is gang over here. So everything on this platform is for gang. That's very fucking dangerous. So I feel like when it comes to watching the results live, finding out information as it happens, please do yourself a favor. Unless you work late night, you do grave shifts or some shit, taking that information, because you're living in history. And it's important. Like, you don't want to be that person who's like, man, I don't know what happened. I was asleep. Like real life shit is taking place around you.
We live in an era with it that we can't even do that. Like,
exactly.
Even if you try to do that, it doesn't work because you'll wake up at some point and then you'll see it.
Exactly. But the only thing I'm saying is you don't want to be that person that had to wake up to find out the summary.
True.
You want to be the person that was there for the live action version. Like, I don't want to watch the Bulls and the Knicks replay, nigga. I want to be in the Garden. And I want to see the game live. So that way I have my actual account of what happened and not what I was told or showed what fucking happened. And that was probably the final thing for me because, like I said, we are living in history. Know what I mean, this is going to be everything that's happened in the last 4 years is in a textbook. COVID, all that shit, how it was handled, Biden, Kamala, Trump, it's all going to be in a textbook at some point. And you don't want to be that person where someone that didn't live through it is asking you and you don't know, and their only recollection of what happened is in a book somewhere that might not even be fucking accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like who was it that performed at the Super Bowl that year that had a fucking bad pitch? Was it Jay? Who was it? It was somebody that had a really bad pitch in singing recently, and they fixed it on YouTube. I forgot who it was. And when we all watched it,
might have been J-Lo.
It might have been J-Lo. We watched it live, and the pitch was bad. And then we went on YouTube the next day, and it was like it never had. So now imagine, in 10 years from now, you make a joke like, yo, that bitch could not sing, son. You should have heard her. And then somebody's like, what are you talking about? And then they play it, and it's like, yo, like, what you're talking about never happened. And it feels like the fucking Mandela effect. Because then it's like, yo, no, I was there, but you don't have no proof of it. And nobody fucking remembers it. And you don't want history to be that way when you're living in fucking history.
Yeah, you don't want people to actually delete the raw footage of the actual thing that happened.
Exactly. And you want to be there to be able to say, that's not true.
I mean, they're already, they're already trying to get rid of archiving shit, so.
Exactly. So even more reason you
true.
should be here for everything while it's happening. Nigga, you get sleep. You sleep every night, bro. Like you
gotta be present.
Be present.
Honestly,
be there for that shit.
And again, early voting wasn't a thing I was really aware of. I just always voted on the day that you have to vote. And when I found out, because I'm older now and things are more convenient when you do things earlier, I said I could get it out of the way, and I hate this, but let me do this.
Yo, and you know what? Even building on what he said, because even though the social media thing was the last thing I wanted to talk about, the voting aspect is also important when it comes to we're lucky enough to live in New York. You know what I mean? And a lot of the cool things, even though it's not perfect, one of the cool thing is while we do have corruption, there is some sort of not necessarily balance, but there's a way to check it in certain instances. Like you can't get away with certain things. But nigga, if I live in a small town and the main nigga is like the sheriff, and whatever the fucking sheriff says goes,
then we don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice. That early vote, like if he says, yo, oh yeah, it's 8:00. Voting's closed, nigga. Go home. We don't even want you to vote. Or they're like, yo,
if he see black people, he like, yo, go home. You just gotta go home.
And he's just like, nah, you good. You don't get the vote today. And they just the sheriff stand there. He got the rest of the fucking force with them. You just gotta go home. There's no news you can run to. You live in a fucking small town, nigga. Nobody gives a fuck.
Let's even talk about how like every 4 years we hear about how overbooked like lines are.
Voter suppression.
People can't even vote in very specific areas.
Very fucking specific. That's where I was going to when I was talking about like we're lucky enough to live in somewhere where it's the biggest city in the fucking world, nigga. Certain shit you just can't get away with.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen. But that's not everywhere. Like there are places where the niggas say go home, nigga. It's either you about to die or you going home. Cause we not counting that vote. Those are also important. And then let's say tying the last thing we were just talking about. Let's say that fucking happens. Me and Colton live in a small town. This nigga went to vote. He hates voting. Sheriff says, nah, you can't vote. They pull out the blicky on him. I record the shit. Upload it. Niggas can't fucking find it. It's fucking throttled, nigga. It was fucking throttled. It's like it never fucking happened. Like that part of history was literally right.
Be like I was aggressive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this niggas is a Nike text. Like,
Exactly. And that's how I'm connecting all this shit and why all of it fucking matters. Why when you vote, it's important not just to vote for yourself like Colton did, because he just said like he voted for family, he voted for friends. It's important to vote for who you think helps all of us forward, like as a society. You know what I mean? Because even if we don't get it right, because we're not going to get it right in our generation. If you can help the next generation get off to a good start,
I'm going to get it right, but y'all not going to like it.
I already know what he means, but this is a public episode, so we're not even going to cover that. I'm just going to let that ride. Even if we don't get it right and we can just get the next generation off to a good start And even if they don't get it right, they get the next generation off to a good start, that's still progress going forward. And that's really what we want, because no one's going to nail it. We just not going to, we're all fucking human. No one's going to nail it. We always going to have disagreements and see things different ways. But if it inches us forward, every generation is just an inch forward. It makes it better for everybody. Even the niggas that's conservatives, them niggas still eat off of Obamacare, niggas. So like everybody, it's like my nigga Mitch said, bro. Everybody eats. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want. You just want a candidate.
Y'all niggas is broke just like me. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Conservative, libertarian, contrarian, democratic, far right, far left, liberal. I don't care what the fuck you are. You're all fucking broke, guys. We got to get our shit together. Like, we don't have the money. The 1% has the money. And guess what we live in? A capitalistic society. How can things work if we keep yelling at each other about our political affiliations while these niggas get on camera and yell at each other, but then they go on break together and eat sandwiches and quinoa and all the fucking shit that white politicians eat?
Them niggas is good.
They're friends. They're employees.
They're good.
They honestly, when they argue, it's not really even an argument. It's just a debate because both sides just concede when the other side wins.
It's not called the election fucking fight, nigga.
Yo,
debate.
Bro,
like we watched the debates.
Shit was legit called the Electoral Fight College. I would be so into politics. I might actually be in the Electoral Fight College if that shit was a real thing. But the thing about it is like, and that's another thing. We gotta get rid of that bitch.
Yo, like, oh my God, this nigga's reading my mind, because once he said that shit, I was like, damn, that was one of my notes, and I probably skipped over it. So here's another thing that we.
What do you mean you go into popular vote and still lose? What does that fucking mean?
I don't understand, because then that would be the idea of the Electoral College literally denounces the idea that every vote fucking matters.
Exactly.
Because if it was a popular vote, if it was based on popularity, because we base everything else on popularity.
Why is everything else popularity besides that?
Literally, there's no situation where it's like, yo, what's better, Pepsi or Coke? And then we get the results, and it's literally 70% Coke and 30% Pepsi, and they're like, actually, it depended on based on where you lived.
Imagine every time you went to a restaurant, they said, would you like steak or pizza? And then you're just like, you know what? And they like, this is a popularity based. Every vote. No. They don't say it's popular. They just go, every vote matters. Steak or pizza, right? Say your table feeling Italian. We like, yo, but we don't want to like cut into nothing. We gonna get pizza, right? Then the nigga walks up, goes, yo, they said pizza. And then 5 niggas walk up. And they look at everybody and they go, that nigga fat, he don't need pizza. That shorty, I don't think she like pizza for real. And she's like, no, I like pizza. Nah. I'm the leader of the majority of this, of your section. And I say you don't like fucking pizza. I say you like steak. Right?
Exactly.
And then everybody agrees around y'all, standing over y'all while y'all are sitting with you, like we all ordered pizza. And then they're just like, y'all getting steak for the table.
Actually, to build his example even further, let's say it's steak or pizza, and all the niggas on the left side of the entire restaurant was like, yo, pizza, nigga. Right. And then even a third of the right was like, hey man, you know what? I kind of fuck with pizza too. I kind of want pizza. And literally that means you have 3/4 of the whole restaurant willing to say, yo, we want pizza. And they're like, yo,
5 managers walk out.
No, not even just that. They're like, yo, hey, pizza won the majority vote, y'all. However,
we just talked to
the votes in the front matter more.
Look at these guys in this special table.
And these niggas said steak, so we making steak.
They all said steak, everybody's getting steak.
Exactly.
What the fuck? I mean, we like steak, but like that's not what we fucking wanted. And then they look at you, right? And this is where it's gonna all really wrap around, right? Because then they gonna look at the 10 people that said I want French fries and be like, it's y'all fault. It's fucking y'all fault. It's y'all French fry motherfuckers is the reason we didn't get pizza. You French fried bitches.
And that is literally in food and literally using food. That is the breakdown of literally our politics for
right
100 plus years. Is literally that. It's like literally just that.
The niggas in the front table choose our food. We get the illusion that we chose our food. And then all of us who got the illusion that we chose them, we turn around to the French fry niggas and yelled at them.
Hey, man.
Oh, no. You vegan motherfuckers.
You fucked it up for all of us.
Bitches.
Now these niggas get to have their steak. And we're all fucked.
And now y'all gotta eat steak too, bitches. And
y'all
don't
gonna be
like
hungry.
that shit.
Or you gonna be hungry. What you gonna do then?
Because I'm eat the steak.
I'm gonna eat the steak.
On, but then there's gonna be the nigga who really wanted pizza. That's just like, I guess we gotta eat steak. Man.
Yeah.
I love steak. I gotta do steak. And then there's the one motherfucker who didn't choose pizza, right? He actually didn't choose anything. But he got the steak and said, yeah, I'm a steak man. Real talk.
And then there's that other nigga that was like, yo, they were talking about steak or pizza, and I ain't fuck with either one.
Yo.
So I ain't vote.
He's standing up in a restaurant.
He's standing there while everybody eat. I ain't vote. No, I ain't
Nigga
vote.
drop a steak on the table. He looking at it. Yeah, I don't want that shit, man. I don't want
Politics. I'm
that.
fucking
Yo,
that.
put that shit in a doggy bag, nigga. I'm not
So,
eating
yeah,
that shit.
that's literally politics. Like in a summary of in food wars, that's literally politics.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Literally.
The nigga who didn't pick the steak and he was angry about. No, he was like, yo, why the fuck? I ain't pick nothing. He gonna talk about that steak for years.
Actually, to take it a step further, the nigga that didn't vote, he's gonna be the first one to leave a Yelp review talking about, yo, they steak is mad whack.
Steak is trash.
They fries is cold. The pizza is mad dry. They put no tomato sauce on that bitch.
Nah, he's gonna
He's
be the
the
first
first
one.
one.
Like, I walked into the steakhouse. First of all, I hate steakhouses. Like, and then they said they a pizzeria. I also hate pizza. And then they also said they have fries. I hate fucking fries. 1 star.
Yeah,
That's
one
his
star.
review. That's
One star.
his review.
1 star.
I
Terrible
hate all
time.
these things.
Terrible time. Terrible time. Do not recommend.
I stood in the corner. Nobody paid attention to me. I hate this place. 1 star.
That's literally politics. That's literally all there is to it.
Oh, also the nigga who enjoyed the steak, but then he gonna stand up and say, my steak is gay. I don't think we should like any of that shit. My steak is gay. Everyone's steak is gay. We should not like gay steak.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I usually like steaks, but it's dark.
Yo, my steak is way too dark.
I don't
y'all.
do that. I don't do no.
I think we should segregate the dark pieces from the light pieces, y'all. Hear me out. Yeah, that's politics, guys. In
That's
food
politics.
terms. Damn,
Yeah,
nigga,
yeah.
we need to make
Yeah.
a food.
Hey, listen. Niggas kind of killed that food analogy.
It kind of went crazy.
I feel
You
like
might have
that
to
is
cut
literally like
You gotta cut that.
that's literally like a 6-minute clip of niggas just going on.
It's so good.
That's
I think that's the end.
you know what I mean? Yes.
I
Yes.
think
That
that's
is literally what we're gonna use to advertise this episode.
Yeah,
We
literally.
hope you did enjoy it because honestly, there are serious parts to all of this because again, regardless of who wins tonight, because like I said, when you guys hear this is literally election night. Whoever wins tonight is gonna affect your life, is gonna affect your kid's life. So do take time to act. I hope you took time to like vote if you can vote. I hope you take time in the next learning from this experience, regardless of whatever happens. You learn from this and you go find out who your local who runs your local elections, like who are the candidates. You learn about how it affects, because that affects you. So you take the time to learn about how that shit, how those little things can play a part in your life in some way and play a part in your kids' lives. And then those people stand up, they become your voice in office. You know what I mean? When it's time to talk to those people and the president or vice president got to go shake some hands and kiss some babies, they're who they have to talk to. And those people represent you because you put them there.
Right.
So it's very important to take the time to learn those things. And again, like he said, you know, he was one of the niggas that didn't like voting and he grew up and became a vote nigga. Even if he don't want to, he knows what he has to do.
Sometimes you gotta do things because you live in a place with other people. And
We live, as the Joker said, we live in a society.
we literally live in a society, which is hilarious. But yeah.
Know what I mean? So yes.
I do have my final quote. And
Oh,
I don't
save it,
wanna
save it,
forget
save it.
I don't
I'll
wanna
close
forget
this out. Save it. yeah, so do take the time to do those things because they are important. Regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, like we all still in this together. Regardless if you hate me,
Look.
you don't even if you don't like your steaks burnt. Know what I mean? You stuck with we in the same restaurant, bro. We still gotta eat together. Know
Look,
what I mean?
the niggas
So,
at the front table still made the decision for us.
hey,
so
hey, listen. If I get sick, we all get sick because
Facts.
we all in here together, niggas. So we gotta figure that shit out. Know what I mean? Hopefully, like I said, we do find that Green Party. I hope. Hey,
it might have to be me.
Hey,
like
you-
I'm gonna have to be the Green Party candidate
Listen.
to change shit.
don't jump on. Figure out what the next social media trend is and get ahead of that shit. Know what I mean? So by the time we all sign up for that shit, you like 5 million followers deep,
That
and you
ass.
already affecting shit. So by the time that presidency come around, nigga, like you got it in the bag, baby. Like
Facts.
we need people to change on that level. Also, like out of everything, even though we made a lot of jokes, I am very serious about that retirement age shit. I feel like
No,
niggas,
that was the realest thing
you gotta
we talked
get the
about.
fuck
You
out.
gotta get out
Like
of here.
you gotta get the fuck out, bro. Like we need younger niggas with younger aspects and ideas in there. If anything's gonna change, like that is something that has to change because otherwise we're gonna stuck. It's gonna be another 100 years, and it's gonna be another fucking Dennis and Colton here talking about this shit 200 years from now, talking about the same problems
It
that we
might be
still
us.
have. It might, yeah.
And cyborgs.
Hey, yeah,
Nigga,
as cyborgs, nigga, with fucking body parts and just like charge. I gotta charge my shit. I gotta pump my heart first. And I'm gonna come in here and I tell this nigga like, oh, I only got 2 hours of fucking battery left, nigga. We gotta wrap this in 40. We gotta figure this in 40, nigga. Like we don't got time. Know what I mean, so no, but seriously, like, do take the time to do those things. I guess another major point for me was definitely getting rid of that electoral college shit because
That needs to get out of
one of the things that I do strongly believe in, and recently I just kind of heard Tyler said it. He said it way better than I did. Is traditions are basically shit for ghosts. Know what I mean?
It's the
Like we are
truth.
literally doing that shit for ghosts because them niggas is dead. They can't. It doesn't matter if we keep that shit up because
time evolves.
exactly. Like the thing about the old days
Is they
the old days. We need to start doing different shit if we want to see different outcomes. You can't tell that to niggas in business and all these other things like, yo, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, you're gonna get the same results. So if we want different results, niggas gotta do different things. And if you're a person that complains about how shit isn't changing in your neighborhood, your local, your favorite store closed down or whatever, they couldn't get a loan. Well, they couldn't get a loan because maybe that person that give out loans was being discriminatory towards that person's race or whatever, and
there's
you
no
had a
laws
chance,
in place
and there's no laws in place. That's how I'm bringing it back.
To happen.
So you gotta vote on the ground level to take care of the niggas
Actually,
in your hood.
funnily enough, because this is coming out tomorrow, if y'all are listening while you're going, make sure you check the back of your ballot. There's different propositions for whatever your state or city is. One of the propositions in New York specifically is Proposition 1, which is a good thing for female reproduction. And there's also another proposition that's about discriminatory acts on businesses for women and people of color. These are very important things to read out and say yes to. A lot of these are things that could literally make society have flying cars, but like for some reason, niggas don't say yes when they look at the back of the ballot. So make sure you turn your ballot around, your first ballot and your second ballot, and read the propositions in the back, because those are actually kind of more important than the presidential election, which sounds crazy, but like those things are things that will affect your state and where you are directly. If you are one of those people, that is where the representation lies. Yeah.
So I will say, even though I said about everything about who you vote for moves all of us forward, I'm gonna adopt the idea of thinking about yourself and thinking about your community. And the reason why I say that is if we all did that, it still pushes all of us forward as a community, because if everybody wants the best for their community and you're going to choose the proper candidates to represent your community, and everybody does that around the world, nigga, around the US, in the end, we're all still moving forward.
You just got to get rid of the hate part. That's really
exactly.
it. But
exactly.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
So if everybody does that, we all help move. If we all do our part to move our community forward, then instead of just your block moving forward, now we've all moved our neighborhood forward. And if we all move our neighborhood forward, we move our cities forward. And if we move our cities forward, we move our states forward. And if everybody move their states forward, we move the fucking country forward. See how I just did that shit? So if everybody thinks about it on that level, it gets everybody forward. You know what I'm saying? And that's my final thing. Because again, I did try to be unbiased as possible, but the whole point is look out for everyone. Is everyone does good, then nobody's struggling.
Collectivism.
You know what I mean? Niggas is really
we live in this society and community, man.
Niggas is really professionals because he got his collectivism point off at the end to go full circle, and I got y'all the whole moving forward. Niggas, hey man, hey, listen, this episode is for everybody because it's gonna be on YouTube and like it's also gonna be on Patreon and all that. But if you have not signed up for the fucking Patreon, this is a great fucking example of why you should sign up for the fucking Patreon. You know what I mean? Because niggas give you shit like this.
Because we also
2
don't
hours.
usually do this. Usually, no, we
niggas
do,
got range, bro.
We got
Niggas
different
got
range.
range.
We
You know what I
could do.
mean?
We could do anything.
I could finger roll, or I can hit it from the top of the key, baby. What do you want? What do you want?
I'm back. I remember the final words.
Yes. All right. So let me take us out. So this has been another issue of the Mighty Metahumans podcast, providing us with that high quality nerd commentary. Subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend. I mean, you can find us on all social media platforms, especially this episode. The Mighty Metas. That's on YouTube. It's on TikTok. It's on Facebook. Facebook Brothers. It's on Instagram. It's on Elon's fucked up X. It's wherever you find social media, you can find us at the Mighty Metas. You can find me personally on all social media sites as Old Dirty Dennis. That's OLDIRTYDENNIS. I'm usually on there trying to be the mediator of the noise. You know what I mean? Trying to keep it. But then, I do have my chaotic moments. But at the most point, I'm trying to keep it neutral for everybody because we all still stuck on this fucking planet together. You know what I mean? If you want to get your favorite Republican or Democrat a card, I got cards. You know what I mean? You can get if you're on one side and the other person's on the other side, get them a card anyway. You know what I mean? Like I said, we all still stuck here together. You know what I mean? We gotta figure out a way to make it work. So you find my cards on Etsy. Art by Den, DENN. You know what I mean? You get the digital, you get the physical, whatever you need. The holidays is coming. I got you. You know what I mean? And you can find my son Colton.
The Colton Show _ on Twitter or x.com, whatever. The Colton Show on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. I'm gonna have a surprise for you motherfuckers tonight on my YouTube. Well, by the time you listen to this, it's gonna be on my YouTube and it might be up on my TikTok. It's a little project that's been kind of on the works for like a very long time.
Okay.
It's finna drop soon, and I'm gonna just let y'all know that fuck Elon, but it got to do with Twitter. That's all I'm saying. And my portfolio the Colton Show, thecoltonshow.myportfolio.com, thecoltonshow.com. That's my website. Go check my stuff out. And my final quote. This is
send us home.
Ingenious, because I thought about it and I said, yo, this is the perfect analogy for America. Yo, whether you like steak, pizza, or fries, we still gotta sit in the table by the bathroom.
Facts.
Who's finna move us from that table to a better table?
There you go. That's a perfect fucking. Who said it?
Me, nigga.
We out, nigga.
The future president of the Green Party.
Yo, we out.